Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Have you ever had one of those days? Yeah, it's one of those days. I try to restart this video that I'm about to do. This is take 5. The first 3 times, the one cat was being extremely annoying. I'd start talking, and then all you heard is meow, meow, meow. Yes, there will indeed be a pros and cons of kitty cats. You can be humming, "These are the pros and cons of hitchhiking." We'll just replace that hitchhiking with kitty cats. You can kind of envision what I have in mind. So then I got the last one working perfectly. 30 minutes. And every bit of the audio was too garbled to use. The issues of content creators. So if you think it's all just about just throwing something up there quick on YouTube, leave that fantasy behind. You know, some people think that the very successful YouTube content creators, they just have the life. You throw up a camera, you have fun, you do all these things, and then that's all you do. That's all you got. You know, and that's all you have to do, and you just upload that video, and advertiser money comes in, and everything else comes in, and that's so far from the truth. I'm not even going to title this video. I'm going to talk about this for about 10 or 15 minutes. And then I'm just going to wrap it up because I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I don't want to do that video again. Wow. Oh boy. Oh boy. You know, so why don't we just talk about life for a little while? Of course, this is Switch to Linux, and what I was going to do is I was going to do a really good video on Kdenlive today. I'm going to go ahead and postpone the video on Kdenlive, and I will do it. You know what? I think it's a pretty short video. I know what I'm going to do, and I know I'm busy most of the day tomorrow, so I'm going to shoot to have the Kdenlive video done tomorrow, because I think it'll take minimal time. I just don't want to spend 30 minutes redoing it here and then re-encoding it. But let me just give you a couple of brief updates and some fun things. First, if you saw my video from yesterday, I put the SSD over here in this computer here. Okay, so I put the SSD in this computer here and testing it, and I gotta say that after I've done that, I'm not getting any of those media hiccups anymore. Lots of performance boost, lots of good things. So running an SSD on KDE is a good thing, and so definitely get a chance to do that. You're going to do that. I guess the other things I've been up to is lately is I'm looking at moving once again back towards minimalism. Something I've done a lot in the past. You know, I've moved a lot, of course, and those people that move a lot, sometimes you just get used to not having a lot of stuff. And it occurs to me right now, I think everything that I have here can actually fit in a car, a bigger car than mine, but everything in this house I can move in an Outback. Which is kind of funny, especially being that I did manage to fit a queen-size mattress in the back of an Outback and a recliner in the back of an Outback, not at the same time. But nevertheless, we were able to do that. But regardless, you look around at times, you realize how much stuff you have, and the more stuff you have, you realize that your stuff actually owns you, and that's definitely not a good feeling to have all of your stuff owning you. And so I've been working at just cleaning stuff out again. Last night, actually, since I was doing this SSD thing, it took about an hour and a half to transfer the hard drive over, because I had to. First, I tried to transfer it just over to the drive. That wouldn't work. So I had to take the partition, transfer it back into the smaller drive that used to run this OS, verify it worked, and then re-transplant that back onto the SSD. So in that hour and a half that it took me to run Clonezilla multiple times, what I actually did is I went through my one closet. Now this apartment here has 3 walk-in closets. Now they're small. It's not like huge walk-in closets, but they all got fairly cluttered. I'm like, there's more stuff in here than I want. And so I've been organizing. So this stuff there, whoa, sorry about that, light. Maybe light. There we are. Okay. This is my the table that I actually record the tinfoil hat times on, which I am planning on doing one on Sunday. Let me know of a good topic if you got one. I'm still thinking about it. So I have to get all this stuff off this table by Sunday, and this is just the beginning. It's going to get worse because I'm kind of dedicating about an hour and a half every day right now this week to just cleaning stuff up, throwing things out. As I've been doing my outdoor philosophy videos, if you haven't watched the outdoor philosophy series videos, go check those out. I've been trying to do one of those at a different park. Occasionally I end up in the same place, but what I'm noticing in my town, something I never even knew in my own town that I've lived here for so long, is that in almost all of the parks they have what are called community libraries. And in this town they're set up by the Rotary Club. So basically it looks like a little birdhouse. It's, I don't know, a little thing about, I don't know, this big or so. You can open it up and there's books inside. And so I'm going to look through, and my goal is the hardest thing I have getting rid of is books. And so I'm going to dedicate myself to finding 30 books. And I'm going to distribute 30 books to all of the community libraries that I know of throughout town. And so that's kind of what we're going to do with regards to that kind of stuff. I guess the camera's not pointed that way anymore, so I'll turn that on for better light. The next thing is cooking stuff. So if you've been following, I've been working on doing some cooking channel things. And let me find my screen here. And you can see that I actually have a lot of raw footage ready to go. All I'm waiting on right now is mostly the time to get the video intro done. And I'm getting some video intro stuff going. And I have a couple, so let me preview for you what the initial one was going to be. This is the one I like the most, but the problem is we shot it in 720p quite by accident. So we want to do a time-lapse photo of doing making pancakes, and then I'm going to cut the pancake into the logo and fade in. And I really like that video, except it's 720p and I really wanted a higher quality. So we took a bunch more clips, and you can see the quality here looks a little bit better, but I could never get the last half of the video in working right. Because I just couldn't get the... It's actually really hard to use a spatula and cut a pancake into parts, but we did it 3 different times and couldn't get any of them working. So what I decided I'm actually going to do is utilize the various clips that I've already filmed parts for, and I'm going to create an algorithm, like a whole thing, and combining Kdenlive and Blender effects. And so what I'm working on, the same one we just did. Yeah, so this is the one that you saw. Then what I did is I cut this out into a smaller piece, and I produced this, which will probably be near the end of it. So I run over here, and this is all done in Kdenlive. And so I'm going to show you probably tomorrow how to do those types of effects in Kdenlive and even more. But I'm also utilizing Blender. I'm not sure which one of these is the correct one. I think it might be this one. I don't remember. So what I was trying to do here is just getting some rendering done. I thought I actually had one of these done. I thought I had one of these done. Let me render this. So of course these take longer to render, but what I was trying to do here is just trying to get the text over top of everything else. The kitty wants to come up. You can't see the kitty, but actually, you know what? Well, that's rendering. Oh, hold on, kitty. There we go. People want to say hi to the kitty. Hi, kitty. This is not the one that kept on interfering with me this morning. This is the quiet one. He's so cute. Hello, everybody. Switch to Linux. It rocks. All right. So what I was trying to do here with this blender effect is to get the get some moving animation over top. I had to mess with the settings because that's not something I've actually done before. But I was able to get it working. So basically I have one layer set on keyframes that are going to come in. In fact, you can see it just cross-rendering that keyframe. The yellow guy there is a keyframe. So this yellow guy here is a keyframe. And there's another keyframe here. So this actually starts the transition, moving this text down. So pretty soon here, we're actually going to start to see the text fall down over top of this. I just don't remember where this is rendering to. Where's it going? Video. I'd have to check my settings to see where it's rendering to. I thought I had already done this, but maybe there was an error and that's why we didn't. But regardless, that's kind of some of the stuff that I'm working towards. Getting this channel going. All we're waiting on is that. Well, that's going there. Let me show you the types of footage we have so that I'm still trying to see if I can spot where that's going to be coming to. Not sure. Anyway, the things that we are working towards, like what I already have footage shot for, is how to make your own homemade ice cream. This is ice cream out of raw milk. I was going to do cutting a pineapple, but OBS was fouling up that day, and I did not get good footage there. I got pudding, like all of the steps to make your own homemade pudding without having to purchase some pre-processed crap. The smoothie recipe that I've been perfecting for about 1.5 years now, and that's like a perfect recipe. Kitty, don't mess with my microphone. It's a sensitive subject today. That's right. I have how to make your own yogurt coming down the pipeline. And then I'm working on how to do pudding pops and other things like that as well, which I already know. But every time I make pudding, I just eat the pudding before it turns into pudding pops. I don't know why. It's just too good, I guess. Well, let's go ahead and minimize this. Oh, you can see now that the 3D text is now falling down, and I wasn't doing anything more fancy than just bringing it down on top of the rotating image there. But you can see the smoothness chart that we have in Blender going. Again, I have no idea if this is actually recording well or not, because Blender just takes a ton of processing power, and here I am running this, and I don't even know what all my settings are at. But regardless, this is what is on the list to do right now. It's just producing these video intros on top of everything else I need to do takes quite a bit of time. And so that's that. Let's just go ahead and let that go for a little bit. See if there's anything else I want to say. So that's kind of what I've been up to lately. Just working, trying to get these the Kdenlive videos edited. I have probably about 4 or 5 hours in on the scammer video I want to do, and I might have it done. I'm just not completely sure. I can tell right now that my processor is running out, so I am probably lagging like crazy on the camera right now, and I just don't care because I'm about, looks like I'm 20 or 30 keyframes out. So maybe I'll just shut up for a few minutes and edit some of the bad video out. Okay, well, in theory it rendered the video. I just don't know where it rendered the video to. That's interesting. Think of where, oh, you know where I think I put it. Yep. I think it's been here the whole time, actually. It's just I forgot I had dropped it into a file on my desktop. So here's what I was just doing as a concept. So what we're going to do is probably shooting for about a 10-second. This is a 10-second, but I'm probably shooting for a 10-second, but I'm going to do some variable clips. Rather than just doing just this one, I'm going to have some clips rotating in screen and then out of screen, you know, etc. Just so you can kind of get a feel what's going on. And then I might end up just building the logo inside Blender as we run along. I just don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet. But regardless, that's kind of what's going on. So if things have been slowing down a little bit, trust me, they haven't been slowing down in the office. I'm just trying to get trying to get the other channel launched up, and really that's the thing that's holding me back, is the fact that I don't have the beginning animation done yet. Just lacking time to do all that kind of stuff. So sorry for the odd video today. I just did not want to boot up Kdenlive and record the video for the 5th or 6th time today, and I wish that the audio worked great on the first one, because I know you guys are probably wanting to know a little bit more about some of the more advanced Kdenlive stuff that you can do, but we'll get there. We'll get there for sure. Like I said, probably tomorrow, because it is a pretty light, pretty easy video to do. But that's what I've been up to. You know, point A, working on the Blender files, the concepts, how I want to do the Home Cooking Hacks logo. Point B, working on the scammer call, so I can get that done, get that out. And I'm trying to make a good comical video with that, so that'll be fun. But I'm also using that same video to teach about how to do fun things with Kdenlive. And then reorganizing some things around here, getting back to minimalist roots again, which actually is going to be really fun in the kitchen, because part of Home Cooking Hacks is I'm going to prove why you don't need all of the gizmos and gadgets. So I'm not getting rid of the gizmos and gadgets in the kitchen until I actually do videos indicating why, because I've collected some things over the years, like, you know, you don't need a popcorn maker, you can use a big pan, you know, and a big pan is far more versatile, and actually I find that you make a lot better bread without a bread machine than with a bread machine. So, you know, we're going to talk about those types of things. So things have not really been slowed down on my end. I'm just so exhausted. I don't want to do the video again. Extra bonus, Linux Mint KDE works awesome with an SSD. This is I'm recording the video here on Linux Mint Cinnamon, which is my favorite. And sorry we didn't have anything more on Linux this week. I'm not even sure I did a whole ton on Linux this week, but we'll get there. I'm actually going to be talking soon about, I'm going to be building a temporary media center on my existing Raspberry Pi, because I do, oh, what's up, kitty? I do have a USB Wi-Fi dongle, so I can use that. I don't want to use that as a long-term thing, but I'll use that as kind of as a temporary bridge, so I can get my media center at least functioning for a short period of time. But regardless, we are going to talk about how to set that up on a Raspberry Pi, and then hopefully when I can budget for a Raspberry Pi 3, then it'll just be a matter of, you know, changing over the Wi-Fi or something. We'll figure that out when we get there. All right. Well, I think that's enough talking for today. So, until tomorrow, hopefully Kdenlive tomorrow. Let's see, it's Wednesday, so tomorrow, Thursday, Kdenlive. Friday, I'm planning news at 9 o'clock Eastern time. And Saturday, I don't know. Saturday's a mystery. We'll see. And then Sunday, tinfoil hat time. If you have a specific thing you'd like me to look into for tinfoil hat time on Sunday, let me know below. If I hear a few things, then I will grab something from the community. If I don't, then I'm going to grab something from my board. Until then, this is Tom and CJ the Cat saying, I hope you enjoy switching to Linux.